Good morning, good morning. Welcome to chapel on this beautiful day. We're a little live today. We are so glad that you are here, whether you are joining us here in person or joining us online today. Know that you are always welcome here with us, whoever you are, whoever you know yourself to be, and whoever you are becoming. We come together during chapel break every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is your friendly reminder. Mondays for coffee and treats on the CFL steps, and then Wednesdays and Fridays in here. Looking to next week, we have, as I look at my thing, we have like fun things, interesting things happening every day next week. So I want to give you the rundown of some special events that you may or may not already know about in our college ministries sphere. So either take notes or just, pay attention to your email and social media. So next Monday during chapel break, we'll do fika like usual, coffee and treats out there. But also during this time, we will be joining in a collaborative art project as we mark the 1-year anniversary of the current violence in Israel and Palestine. So in the face of so many stories of violence and conflict and destruction in our world, we're going to join together in an act of creation. And so we're going to do a joint kind of painting project. More info to come, but come and get your coffee, get your scone, and help create some love and peace into our world. Next Tuesday during Shadow Block, you are invited to bring a pet or a representation of a pet out to Bentall Commons, where we'll be doing a blessing of the animals. So anytime during Shadow Block, come find me at Bentall. I will bless your pet or your stuffed animal or your picture, and we have treats. It'll be great. Next Wednesday, chapel as usual in this space, so just know that it's normal. And then next Thursday, we are collaborating with some of our religion faculty on a brown bag lunch conversation about civic life and faith. So next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, grab your lunch and join us at noon in Mont Borlaug for discussion about how faith intersects with and informs our role as citizens of our society and our world. And then finally, next Friday's chapel, so a week from Friday, includes not only Nordic choir, but some music and missions visitors, and they will all share their music together. So lots of stuff happening next week. Just kind of heads up to all of that. Watch for more information, and please know that you are invited to join us for any and all of those opportunities. Now, back to today. You'll need a red hymnal for our songs, which is on that hymn rack right there if you haven't grabbed one. Today, we are excited to welcome a guest speaker, Ciara, who is an ambassador for Urban Servant Corps, which is a 1-year service learning program in Denver, Colorado, where volunteers live in intentional community, embrace values of simplicity and spirituality, and serve at inner city Denver nonprofits. It's a super program. We have sent Luther students to this program before, and so we are so grateful for Ciara to be with us today and to hear her words. And if you want more information, you can either hang out with her for a little bit in our office post-chapel or go visit in the Union where she will be tabling. So please introduce yourself and get some more information about a really wonderful possibility for post-graduation, whenever that is for you. Dear ones, again, we are so glad that you are here today. As we begin, I invite you to stand as you are comfortable and able as we get grounded and centered for worship. I invite you to take a moment to settle into yourself and into this space. Take permission to set aside whatever else you have brought to this space today. Relax your shoulders, let your body hang heavy. Listen to your breath and find your center. Blessed be the God who makes us brave, who claims us with authentic love, who frees us from shame and fear, who calls us to disrupt the world with kindness and justice and mercy. Over and against the floods and fires of this world, over and against the destruction and the violence we see, in the face of injustice and need and fear, we continue to sing of hope, of love, of grace, of resurrection, of a God who makes all things new. We join together in our opening song, which is number 712 in your hymnal, Lord, whose love in humble service, number 712.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure to be on your beautiful campus. When I was driving here, I was like, wow, I really love this time of year, and just being able to look at the trees changing colors. I have been living in Taiwan for the last 2 years, so I haven't seen fall colors in a very long time. So it's really exciting. Yeah, just as Pastor Melissa was saying, I am a representative of Urban Servant Corps, or USC for short. It's a year-long volunteer service program located in Denver, Colorado, and it's open to postgraduate. You have to be 21 years of age in order to join the program, but there is no age limit. So if it's something that maybe you think you would like to do down the road or at a transition phase in life, you're welcome to apply at any time. I actually joined in 2020. That was my year of service, which was a crazy time. But I worked for 2 years, and then I was like, okay, I think this might be a good time to be in service and in community with other folks. Yeah, so I can just tell you a little bit about the program and then some of my favorite parts of the program. So you live in a community house, and it's actually located 10 blocks away from the Capitol, which is very convenient if you do not have a car or transportation yourself, which I did not. I did a lot of walking, and it was a nice way to get to know the city and biking, taking public transportation. And I know your theme this semester is focused around created to be, and I think that we're all created to be in community. And that was my favorite part about being in Urban Servant Corps, was the intentional community aspect. Living in a community house together and just learning about other people, and then also being in community with the folks that you serve, really taking that time to get to know them and to get to know their struggles and their joys in life and to share in that with them. And at the house, on Monday evenings, we would join together in the community house. So all of the volunteers would come for Monday night, it's like reflection night kind of, and we share a meal together, and then usually you'd have a speaker of sorts come to the house based around, the first Monday is based around spirituality, and then the other Mondays of the month are based around social justice topics. So an example right now would probably be around the elections that are coming up. You'd have a local speaker or someone who is involved in politics come to the house or join virtually and just have a conversation about something like that. And I think it was really nice for myself. I grew up in a very rural area in Minnesota. Just to have the opinions and I think wisdom of other people in new places. So Denver is very urban. So it's really nice for me to just, be exposed to some other ideas and then also be able to be in conversation with these people alongside my housemates. Yeah, being in community, especially when I served during 2020, it was really special because most of the city was still shut down, as it was in most places. So it really kind of forced myself and my other housemates to get to know each other in a more vulnerable way, because we didn't really have a choice to do a lot of other things around. Yeah, and that's not the case for all service years throughout Urban Servant Corps, and every community looks a little bit different, but I think the opportunity is always there to create community with each other and out in the local community. So you're not only serving in your service site, but there's also so many more opportunities to get involved in the local community as much or as little as you want, and a lot of fun things to do around Denver. Going to the mountains, going to local coffee shops and local restaurants, and just building community that way as well. And to this day, I still talk with my housemates, and I'm actually going to visit one of them this weekend. She lives in Minnesota now, and I just think, it's nice to be able to have conversations with these people and continue these connections, because you never really know what will happen, and the networking that you're able to do via building community and being a part of an intentional community can take you a long way. And If you have any questions, feel free to come and chat with me about some more of like the logistical things about the program if it's something you might be interested in. After the service, I will also be tabling if you would like any like flyers or stickers or any further information. And I thank you for having me today.
If you haven't already been, there you go back. If you are not yet at that like panicking about what you're doing post college, maybe we can alleviate some of that for your future. But we really love partnering and sending students to things like Urban Servant Corps and a variety of service learning years. And it's one of the things that if you haven't thought about all the things that our office does, is that we are really happy to resource some of that for you as well. So if at any point you're looking for more information about opportunities like Urban Servant Corps post-graduation and don't know where to start, come talk to us and we can point you in some of those directions. And it's a really lovely thing to consider, especially if you aren't sure about what the what's next is for you, is to consider this idea of taking some time after you graduate to be in a place and to experience the world through service. So highly recommend, and definitely come and chat with us after chapel and over in the Union. Our closing hymn today is number 551 in your hymnal. And as we sing it today, I would just invite you to hold in your heart all the many and various places in our world today that are struggling, including folks affected in North Carolina and other places in the East after the hurricane, places of violence and destruction in our world. And as we kind of mentioned in our opening prayer this morning, to considering how we are being called to counteract all of that destruction with our own acts of service and love and peacemaking. So I invite you just to reflect on those things as we join in our closing hymn, number 551, and I invite you to stand. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.